Hey everyone, welcome back to GoSpeakly English Podcast. Oh my goodness, I am so excited for today's episode. How are you doing, Daniel?
Hey, Sophie. Hey, everyone. I'm doing great. And yeah, today's topic is, wow, it's something we all deal with, right?
Absolutely. So before we jump in, let me introduce myself. I'm Sophie, and I've been teaching English for about 8 years now. I've worked with students of all ages, and honestly, talking to kids and teenagers, that's been some of the most fun and challenging experiences of my life.
And I'm Daniel. I'm here to make sure we keep things real and practical. Sophie's the expert. I'm more like, the guy who asks all the questions you're probably thinking about right now.
Exactly. Daniel keeps me honest. So today we're talking about something super important: how to talk to kids and teenagers in simple, fun English. Whether you're a parent, a teacher, an older sibling, or just someone who wants to connect with younger people, this episode is for you.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Kids and teenagers, they're not just small adults, right? They have their own way of thinking, their own interests, and honestly, their own language sometimes.
Oh, tell me about it. I remember once a teenager told me something was bussin', and I was like, what? Is something on fire?
Oh no, Sophie.
I know, but that's exactly why we're doing this episode. We want to help you communicate with younger people in a way that's natural, fun, and most importantly, that actually works.
So if you're new here, welcome to GoSpeakly English Podcast. We're all about making English learning fun, practical, and super easy to understand. And hey, if you're enjoying this already, do us a favor. Just tap that like button. It really helps us out.
Yeah, and subscribe if you haven't already. We post new episodes daily, so there's always something fresh for you to learn. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.
All right, so let's get into it. Sophie, where do we even start with this?
Great question. So we're going to break this down into 2 parts today. Part 1 is all about talking to younger kids, ages 5 to 12. And Part 2 will focus on teenagers, ages 13 to 19. Because honestly, these are 2 completely different worlds.
Oh yeah, totally different.
Right? So let's dive into Part 1. Okay, so when you're talking to younger kids, the first thing you need to remember is simplicity is your best friend.
Keep it simple. Got it. But how simple are we talking here?
Well, think about it this way. If you're talking to a 7-year-old, they don't need fancy vocabulary or long, complicated sentences. They need clear, short, and fun words.
So instead of saying, would you prefer to have an apple or an orange? You'd say,
do you want an apple or an orange? See? Same question, but way simpler.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Exactly. And here's another thing. Kids love questions. They're naturally curious, so when you ask them questions, they light up.
What kind of questions work best?
Well, open-ended questions are amazing. Instead of asking, did you have fun today? Which they can just answer with yes or no. Try asking, what was the best part of your day?
Oh, I like that. So they actually have to think and share more.
Yes, and then they start telling you stories, and suddenly you're having a real conversation. Kids love to share when they feel like someone's actually listening.
That's so true. I've noticed that with my little cousin. If I just listen and nod, he keeps talking and talking.
Exactly. Now, another big tip. Use their interests. Kids are obsessed with certain things, right? Dinosaurs, princesses, superheroes, video games. Whatever it is, use that.
So if a kid loves dinosaurs, you bring up dinosaurs.
Yes! Like you could say, hey, if you could be any dinosaur, which one would you be? And boom, you've got their attention.
That's clever. They probably love that kind of stuff.
They do, because suddenly you're not just another boring adult. You're someone who gets them, you know?
Right, right. What about vocabulary? Should we avoid big words completely?
Not completely, but here's what I do. If I use a bigger word, I explain it right away in simple terms. For example, I might say, that's enormous. That means really, really big.
Oh, so you're teaching them while talking to them.
Exactly. You're expanding their vocabulary naturally without making them feel confused or stupid. That's key, Daniel. Never make a kid feel dumb for not knowing something.
Yeah, that's important. I can imagine that would shut them down pretty fast.
It does. So always be encouraging. If they say something wrong, don't correct them harshly. Just gently model the right way. Like if a kid says, I go'd to the park, you can say, oh, you went to the park? That sounds fun. What did you do there?
Oh, sneaky. You corrected them without actually saying you're wrong.
Yes, it's all about being gentle and positive. Kids pick up language so much better when they feel safe and supported.
That makes total sense. What about tone of voice? Does that matter?
Oh my goodness, yes. Tone is everything with kids. You want to sound warm, friendly, and enthusiastic. Not fake enthusiastic, but genuinely interested.
So, like, if a kid shows you a drawing, you don't just say nice in a flat voice.
No way! You say, wow, did you draw this? I love all the colors you used. Tell me about it.
Yeah, that's way better.
Right? And kids can totally tell when you're being fake, so you have to mean it. Find something you genuinely like about what they're showing you.
Okay, so we've got simple language, ask questions, user interests, be encouraging, and sound enthusiastic. What else?
Oh, here's a big one. Get on their level. And I mean that literally and figuratively.
Literally? Like physically get down?
Yes, if you're talking to a small child, crouch down or sit so you're at eye level with them. It makes a huge difference. They don't feel like you're this giant towering over them.
Oh, wow. I never thought about that.
Yeah. And figuratively, meet them where they are mentally and emotionally. If they're excited about something small, like finding a cool rock, be excited with them. Don't dismiss it.
That's just a rock versus, wow, that's a cool rock. Where did you find it?
Exactly. You get it. And here's something else. Humor works amazingly well with kids.
Like telling jokes?
Sure, but also just being playful. Kids love silly stuff. If you're learning English with them, you can make funny faces when teaching emotions or use silly voices for different characters in a story.
I bet they love that.
They absolutely do. I once taught a group of kids about animals, and I made all the animal sounds. They thought it was hilarious, and guess what? They remembered every single animal name.
Because it was fun.
Exactly. Learning doesn't have to be boring. When you make it fun, kids actually want to participate.
So true. What about when kids don't understand something? How do you handle that?
Great question. First, never get frustrated. Kids can sense frustration and it makes them nervous. Instead, just try explaining it a different way.
Like, give an example or use gestures?
Yes, gestures are huge with kids. If you're talking about jumping, you can literally jump a little bit. They see it, they get it, they remember it.
Visual learning.
Absolutely. And another thing, repetition is your friend. Kids need to hear things multiple times before it really sinks in. So don't be afraid to repeat yourself, but make it interesting each time.
How do you keep it interesting if you're repeating?
Change it up a bit. Maybe the first time you just say the word. The second time you use it in a sentence. The third time you ask them to use it. See? Same word, different approach.
That's smart. Keeps them engaged.
Yep. And always, always praise their efforts. Even if they get something wrong, Praise the fact that they tried. Say things like, I love that you're trying. Let's try it together one more time.
Positive reinforcement.
Exactly. Kids thrive on positive feedback. It builds their confidence, and confident kids are more willing to keep learning and trying.
This is all so good, Sophie. I feel like I could actually talk to kids now without feeling awkward.
You totally can. Just remember, be patient, be kind, be fun, and be yourself. Kids appreciate authenticity more than anything.
Love it. Okay, so that's younger kids covered. Should we move on to teenagers?
Yes, let's jump into part 2 because teenagers, oh boy, they're a whole different ballgame. All right, so talking to teenagers. Daniel, have you noticed how teenagers can be, a little tough to crack sometimes?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you ask them a question and they just give you one-word answers.
How was school? Fine. What did you do? Nothing.
Exactly. So frustrating.
I know, but here's the thing. Teenagers aren't trying to be difficult. Well, not always. They're just at this weird stage where they're not kids anymore, but they're not fully adults either.
Right. They're trying to figure themselves out.
Exactly. So when you're talking to teenagers, the first rule is treat them with respect. Don't talk down to them like they're children.
So no baby talk or overly simple language?
Definitely not. Teenagers want to be taken seriously. They have opinions, thoughts, and feelings that matter. So listen to them like you would listen to an adult.
That makes sense. What about language? Can we use more complex vocabulary with them?
Absolutely. Teenagers are capable of understanding much more sophisticated language. But here's the catch. Don't use vocabulary just to sound smart. Keep it real and relevant to their lives.
So, like, talk about things they actually care about.
Yes, teenagers care about friendships, school drama, social media, music, sports, relationships, their future, real stuff. If you can connect English learning to those topics, you're golden.
Give me an example.
Okay, so instead of teaching vocabulary with boring sentences like, the cat is on the mat, you could say, imagine you're posting on Instagram and you want to describe your outfit. What words would you use? Stylish, trendy, bold?
Oh, that's way more interesting.
Right? Because now it's relevant to their world. They're on Instagram, they care about how they look. So suddenly, English isn't just a subject, it's a tool they can actually use.
I love that. What else works with teenagers?
Let them lead sometimes. Teenagers hate being told what to do all the time. So instead of always directing the conversation, ask them what they want to talk about.
Let them choose a topic?
Yes, you could say, hey, what's something you're really into right now? Let's talk about that in English. And then just let them go.
And they probably open up more because it's something they're passionate about.
Exactly. I've had teenagers who barely said 2 words suddenly talk for 10 minutes straight about their favorite video game or their favorite band.
That's awesome.
It is. And here's another big one. Don't interrupt or judge. Teenagers are super sensitive to judgment.
So if they say something you don't agree with,
You don't have to agree, but you can say something like, interesting perspective. I see where you're coming from. You're acknowledging their opinion without shutting them down.
that's respectful. I like that.
Yeah, and it keeps the conversation going. If you shut them down or criticize them too harshly, they'll just close off and stop talking.
What about slang? Should we learn their slang to connect with them?
Okay, this is tricky. It's good to understand their slang so you know what they're saying, but don't try too hard to use it yourself.
Why not?
Because teenagers can smell a try-hard from a mile away. If you're a 30-year-old trying to say that's fire or no cap, they're probably going to cringe.
Oh no. So what do you do?
Just Be yourself. If you genuinely like a slang term and it feels natural to you, sure, use it, but don't force it. Teenagers respect authenticity way more than someone trying to be cool.
That makes sense. Just be real with them.
Exactly. Now, here's something important. Give them space to make mistakes. Teenagers are at the stage where they're trying new things, forming opinions, figuring out who they are. They're going to say dumb stuff sometimes. We all did,
So true.
right? So when they mess up, whether it's grammar or just saying something immature, don't make a big deal out of it. Gently guide them, but don't embarrass them.
Because embarrassment is like the worst thing for a teenager.
Oh my gosh, yes. Teenagers would rather die than be embarrassed in front of their peers. So if you're correcting their English, do it privately or very subtly.
How do you correct subtly?
Same technique as with younger kids, actually. If they say something wrong, just repeat it back correctly in your response. Like if they say, "I seen that movie," you say, "Oh, you saw that movie? What did you think of it?"
Smooth. They hear the right way without feeling called out.
Exactly. And over time, they pick it up naturally. Now, let's talk about topics that teenagers actually want to discuss.
Okay, yeah. What should we talk about with them?
Well, avoid boring small talk. Teenagers hate "how was your day?" because it feels fake and forced. Instead, ask specific, thoughtful questions.
Like what?
Like, what's the most interesting thing you learned this week? Or, if you could change one thing about school, what would it be? Or, what's a song that's been stuck in your head lately?
Oh, those are way better.
Right? Because they require actual thought and they show you're genuinely curious about their world. Teenagers respond really well to genuine curiosity.
What about serious topics? Can we talk about things like mental health or future plans?
Absolutely, but tread carefully. Teenagers need to feel safe before they open up about serious stuff. Build trust first through lighter conversations, and then they'll come to you when they're ready to talk about the deeper things.
So don't force it.
Never force it. Let them set the pace. And if they do open up, listen more than you talk. Sometimes they just need someone to hear them, not fix everything.
That's really good advice, Sophie.
Thanks. I've learned this through experience. I used to jump in with solutions right away, but I realized teenagers often just want to vent. They're smart. They can figure things out. They just need support.
What about technology? Shall we use it when talking to teenagers?
Oh, definitely. Teenagers live on their phones, so why not use that? You can share memes, funny videos, articles, anything that gets them engaged in English.
So, like, send them an interesting article and then discuss it.
Yes! Or watch a YouTube video together and talk about it. Or even text in English. Teenagers are way more comfortable texting sometimes than talking face to face.
That's true. Less pressure.
Exactly. And texting gives them time to think about their responses, which can actually help them learn better.
Smart. What about group conversations? Any tips for talking to multiple teenagers at once?
Oh, good question. So in group settings, teenagers can get really loud and chaotic. But that's okay. Let them bounce ideas off each other. Your job is just to guide and moderate.
So, like, let them talk, but step in when needed.
Yes. And here's a tip. Teenagers love debates and discussions. Give them a topic and let them go at it. They'll use so much English naturally when they're passionate about something.
What kind of topics work for debates?
Anything they care about. Should school start later in the day? Is social media good or bad? What's the best superhero movie? They'll have strong opinions, trust me.
I bet. And they're practicing English the whole time without even realizing it.
Exactly. That's the secret, Daniel. Make it so fun and engaging that they forget they're learning.
I love that approach. What about if a teenager is really shy and doesn't want to talk much?
Yes. Some teenagers are naturally introverted or just going through a phase where they don't feel like talking. And that's okay. Don't push them too hard.
So, what do you do?
Give them other ways to express themselves. Maybe they prefer writing or drawing or creating videos. Let them show you their English skills in ways that feel comfortable to them.
So, it's not always about talking out loud.
Nope. Communication comes in many forms. Some teenagers are amazing writers, but terrible speakers. Meet them where they are, you know?
That's really inclusive. I like that.
Thanks. And here's my last big tip for teenagers. Celebrate their growth. Teenagers are hard on themselves. They compare themselves to everyone and often feel like they're not good enough.
That's sad, but true.
Yeah, so when you notice improvement, even small improvement, point it out. Say, hey, I noticed you used that new vocabulary word perfectly today. Nice job.
Positive reinforcement again.
Always. Teenagers need to hear that they're doing well. It builds confidence and motivates them to keep going.
This has been so helpful, Sophie. I feel like I actually know how to talk to kids and teenagers now.
I'm so glad. Honestly, the biggest thing is just care. When you genuinely care about connecting with younger people, they feel it, and that makes all the difference.
So true. All right, everyone, that's it for today's episode. We covered so much.
We really did. We talked about keeping it simple and fun with younger kids and being respectful and real with teenagers. Both age groups need patience, kindness, and someone who actually listens to them.
And remember, whether you're talking to a 5-year-old or a 15-year-old, just be yourself. Authenticity wins every time.
Absolutely. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button and subscribe to GoSpeakly English Podcast. We're here every single day with fresh, practical English lessons that actually help you in real life.
Yeah, and if you have questions or topics you want us to cover, leave a comment. We read them all and we love hearing from you.
We really do. Your feedback helps us make better content for you, so don't be shy. Tell us what you want to learn next.
All right, until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep speaking English confidently.
Yes, and remember, talking to kids and teenagers isn't hard when you approach it with kindness and fun. You've got this.
See you tomorrow, everyone.
Bye-bye. Take care.